Hello bookworms, welcome back to the channel. In my previous video I talked about whether or not reading Dawnshard is necessary for you to enjoy the next book in the Stormlight Archives, namely Rhythm of War. I mentioned that I would do a summary of Dawnshard soon, but I thought about it a bit and I realized that I don't want to retell the whole story to you chapter by chapter because it's not fun and most chapters don't really have any really relevant information for the series. So if you truly want to know the details of the book, read the book or find another summary online. I think there should be some summaries available, so just find some for yourselves. What I will do in this video is talk about some relevant information revealed in Dawnshard that might be useful to know in Rhythm of War and perhaps even subsequent books. This video will contain heavy spoilers for Dawnshard, so be warned not to listen beyond this point if you don't want to be spoiled. The first thing that you should probably know about is a few characters, some old and some new, that I'm gonna talk about some developments with them in this book. First off, we have Lopen. Lopen and his cousin Huyo are featured prominently in this book, and it seems they both have bonded their own friends before the start of Dawnshard. Both of them actually have just enough character progression to be able to swear the third ideal and manage to wield their spren as living shard blades, so they both get shard blades basically in this book. So we are probably gonna see that, although I think a lot of the other Bridge 4 guys also swear ideals and bond spren, so probably most of them are Knights Radiants on their own as well, but we know for sure about Lopen and Huyo here. While Lopen's own personal growth with the third ideal is not nearly as dramatic as Kaladin's or Theft, I'm still interested in how this will change him in the future, because there is a little bit of character progression. It was a little bit comedic, but he did kind of realize a few things about himself, and that might be interesting to know about in the next books. Next, we have a new character called Cord. She is Rock's daughter, and it seems like Lopen might have a bit of a crush on her, I think, or at least he wanted to impress her during this book. She's also very determined to obtain shards for the Horn Eaters, since she is a Horn Eater herself, and by the end of Dawnshard she gets a shard plate. I think she might be a more prominent character in the future as she learns to use her shard plate and fight Odium's forces. She definitely was planning to do that. She wants to protect her homeland, but she also has a promise to keep that might be crucial to the fate of Roshar, so we're gonna see where that goes. She basically wants to return to the Horn Eater Peaks, but she also might have to come back and protect Risen for reasons that I will talk about later. Next up we have Nickley. I think that's his name. He's a new character. Talking about Nickley, I also have to talk about his people. He is a member of the Aemean people, referred to as the Sleepless. The Sleepless are basically hives of Kremlings, and Kremlings are those little insect kind of crab things that are all over Roshar, and they sometimes can take the shape of a human by combining together, and a bunch of them go together and kind of shape a human. Most of them are not very good at doing this and would not be able to stand close scrutiny, but Nickley is one of the youngest hives, and he has mastered the skill quite well, and he can pass off as a regular human. He is sent to keep tabs on Chiri Chiri, Risen's pet, and the pet is very important actually in the book, and later on to do his best to sabotage the ship's mission to the island of Akina. The destination of their ship is Akina, the place where Risen's crew was sent to investigate. So that's the basic plot of Dawnshard. They're like a ship that goes to Akina to investigate if there's an oath gate and a few other reasons, and Risen wants to go there because of Chiri Chiri, because that's the place where Chiri Chiri is from. The Sleepless are actually very powerful and dangerous, but their motivations are not so nefarious, and they would avoid violence if they could. Risen manages to make a deal with them at the end of Dawnshard, so we'll probably see more of Nickley in subsequent books in one way or the other, or one of the other Sleepless perhaps. Now, coming to the main thing you need to know about Dawnshard. The Dawnshard itself is a type of power that Risen finds with the help of Luxpren and Cord, and she somehow absorbs it into herself. The Dawnshard is a terrible power capable of destroying worlds and perhaps even defeating Odium. The Sleepless have taken it upon themselves to safeguard the Dawnshard, as it is highly dangerous, so when Risen manages to somehow absorb the power, they have to negotiate with her. By the way, this whole thing kind of reminds me of Terry Pratchett's most famous useless wizard, Rincewood, who absorbs a single extremely powerful spell which he can never use. But, of course, spoiler alert, by the end of the second book, he does use it. So this left me to wonder, will Risen have a similar fate? Will she finally have to use the Dawnshard somehow? And is it going to destroy Roshar or defeat Odium, or perhaps both? Anyway, Risen makes a deal with the Sleepless for her crew's lives and some goodies like shard plate. She gets, of course, Cord gets a shard plate, soul casters, and a crap ton of spheres for the crew, I guess, to divide. And in exchange, she has to keep the Dawnshard secret and will be closely watched by the Sleepless. I'm pretty sure that this power must be used by the end of the series. It's kind of like a Chekhov's gun, just waiting to go off with a vengeance. I think I'm pretty sure it's gonna be released somehow for good or for evil. One thing that the Sleepless made Risen promise is never to bond as Pren and become a Radiant herself, so I believe that this might be the way to use the power of the Dawnshard. Maybe she will become a Radiant, she will bond as Pren, and maybe she will try to use the power for herself, because perhaps regular people like Risen could not wield it, but a Night Radiant might, so she might want to do that. So I believe that it is also possible that Risen might somehow transfer the power over to Dalinar or one of the other Radiants to use against Odium, which also might cause trouble between her and the Sleepless. So that's also a possibility. So yeah, I guess I'm pretty sure Risen's role in the next books will be much more important. That is all the information from Dawnshard I thought was important for you guys to know for future reading. If any of you have anything else to add or make any corrections, feel free to do so in the comment section. I welcome a discussion, and any more information you guys can share, please share them. Just please no spoilers from Rhythm of War. I know some people have already started reading early copies or started listening to the audio book that the Sanderson uploaded on YouTube, the first part of Rhythm of War, so please no spoilers from that in this video. So yeah, that will be it for my video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you hated this video, hit that dislike button, and I'll see you bookworms next time. Bye!